Hello.
Hello.
Welcome to Supernatural Talk.
Sorry, I'm sharing it out.
Yeah, I'm sharing
That's what I'm
too.
trying to do. And
I started sharing out too. How's everybody doing today?
Doing great.
I've been in meetings all day. I hate it.
at least you have a job. It's okay.
All right. Now to get. So I'm
Okay.
also sharing this out too.
I want to know what this new crap is here on Facebook about award. We have like, comment, share, and now award. What the hell is
Award?
that?
That's new.
Yeah, I haven't seen that one.
I've seen that.
I'm lost.
I mean, I've seen on some shows like they have that you could send stars or whatever, but the award thing, that's all
That's
new for me.
monetary.
Yeah.
We don't have that.
I don't know what the hell that is.
Let's see if I can.
Probably have to have a certain number of followers to do that.
It won't let me show it. Okay. So I'm gonna click it and we're gonna find out what the heck it is. It says help, uplifting, insightful, nailed it, thoughtful, and entertaining. So I'm just gonna click one and see what happens. I don't know.
You're gonna click a good one, right?
What? Entertaining. Why not?
Hey everyone who's already on, make sure you share this out.
Wait a minute. I remember now. A few weeks ago, I got a notification saying that I got awarded for a comment that I made on some post on a group, and I never knew what that was. I bet you that's what that is.
I think so too.
Interesting.
I'm really confused by this, so I don't know.
Yeah, well, that makes two of us.
Yeah.
There's some things I shouldn't be allowed to click because I'm just going to keep clicking them.
Take it away from her. Take it away.
Right? I'm just going to keep clicking it. I don't know.
We've already got someone up here that says evening people and showing you Facebook user.
Yes.
Yeah.
So that's going to bring about our first rolling banner for the night.
Yep.
Right there.
Jeremy, I just thought I should let you know I'm not going to be able to share comments this time like I previously did because I'm on my desktop. I finally got it clean, so I'm back in my office. So you'll have to do the sharing of comments.
That's
okay. Gee, thanks a lot, Nick.
I mean, I can try to log in. I can log in and do it that way because I guess my computer's been off for such a long time.
Anne from Frightfully Good says, "Hey, Jeremy."
Hey, Ann.
Natalie says, "Hey."
What's up, Natalie? Don't forget Rosie.
Paranormal Network says,
Rosie's here.
You have so many
Larissa's here.
Yeah. Hey, what's up, Greg?
I don't know.
Greg. Speaking of Greg, Greg Bakken is actually going to be in my city later on tonight.
Linda, hey.
And Jeremy, just so you know, I'm going to be passing by your city tomorrow morning.
He doesn't care.
Well, Tom and I were leaving around between 7:30 and 8 a.m. So we'll probably be there probably around, I'm going to guess, probably somewhere between
7:30 and 8:30. You're looking at 11:30. I'll actually be out of bed at that time.
Yeah.
Anybody that doesn't know her, Emily is amazing.
What's up, Emily?
I used to watch her all the time, and then I kind of lost track of her. She's awesome. I love her.
She's funny.
Yeah, she is.
Have you seen her post lately?
Yeah,
I haven't because I lost track of her.
It's good to see you, Emily.
Shit happened, and I lost track of her, and I have not been able to see anything.
Since she went on a break back in June.
Yeah.
Okay. I get that completely.
Yeah. I was actually supposed to be a guest on her show in September, but I don't think I'm going to be able to do that because of the upcoming surgery that I've got that's still yet to be scheduled. She's already aware of that, so we're looking at other avenues.
Greg says it's great to have an hour off. Greg, I'll be glad to have you for an hour. You're awesome.
Greg, you just live like not far from me, so you know I'm always up for hanging out if you have an hour off.
He's awesome. I love him.
He is.
He's amazing.
It's great that he lives in my city.
I wish I had an hour off sometime.
You have a lot of hours
many
off.
hours off. What the hell are you talking about?
Listen, I literally got home and ran down here. So, okay.
Well, I didn't get home until 7 o'clock today. So just an hour before we came on the show.
7 o'clock. It's 6 o'clock here. What the hell?
Well, it's 7 o'clock my time.
It's 7 o'clock. Yeah, I was gonna say it's 7 o'clock over here.
Yeah, 7 o'clock my time. It's 8 o'clock right now. I just got home a little over an hour ago.
What, Eileen?
I didn't know you were on Central.
Yeah, we are.
Whoever's
Can't share
Facebook
my time
user,
zone.
please give permission to StreamYard to give your name because we have no clue.
Yeah. Thank you, Emily, for backing me up.
Good.
Nick
Looks like we got
Nick
another
needs to move to a
Facebook
different
user.
time zone.
Yeah. So meanwhile, let's get to our guest tonight, Jennifer and Misty.
Hi, guys. Hi.
And I have no idea where the hell you two are from.
Don't know.
I don't think we know either.
You lost your damn memory.
I do know that I had the former companion with me tonight.
Oh, you have her, Carrie.
No go.
I just inherited her 3 weeks ago. Permanently, yeah.
Did you ever pick up
I'm
anything
going
on
to
her?
be doing foster children, and I don't think that's a good idea for them to see.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
when I was on the road and I got to Adrian's house, she said, "Hey, I got something to show you." Okay. You're taking it home with you.
Tell them to go
I am?
to his own phone.
Just have to take care of her.
That's how it went.
Shut the door. Thank you.
So yeah, so she's now mine now.
So if y'all can't tell, Misty and Jen are actually on location at an awesomely haunted location. I'm jealous y'all get to go whenever you want.
I didn't think Joe would choose.
It's fun.
In fact, so that
Oh, Jeremy.
That's you. We don't want to see you that close.
Eileen.
this is to give people a better view of where they're at.
Here.
If the if the ceiling doesn't look familiar, look harder.
Yeah. Okay. So Jen and Misty are not going to say much. They're not the kind to say anything. So Jen has been on many investigations with us. So if you look at my TikTok, you'll see part of that. Misty, I don't know how much she actually once said, but she is an empath. She is completely in tune with everything that's there. Sometimes it's good, sometimes it's not so good. Yes, Greg, it is Kansas.
Yes, it is.
Kansas.
Yes, it is.
Salina, Kansas, to be exact.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so
we're waiting for you guys
these
to come
guys
back,
deal with
Jeremy.
this every day. And there is a camera that's on almost every room every day, 24/7. If you get to see some of the footage from there, oh, good God. I don't know if some may not even go. It is what it is.
It's worth the trip.
Jeremy's not.
I don't know how much anybody knows about Masons. I'm not trying to bash. I'm not trying to say anything bad. Back then, they did not like women there. That's all I'm going to say. They did do a lot of alcohol while they were there. The women that were there were not their wives. They were usually underage children. Maybe not children, but 17, 16, something like that. But you do have to remember back then, if somebody lost their husband, they had nobody else to care for them. So they had to do what they had to do. If they had to prostitute, that's what they did. You had to make it. That's all there was to it. Some of the things we have seen, heard, and experienced there, yeah, it is probably some people that maybe that's what happened. There's a furnace in the bottom of that place. Oh my God.
Excuse me.
You could put 50 bodies in there and you'd never know it. They're disintegrated, they're done, they're gone. You'd never see it again.
Well, I can tell you, according to the boiler company, that boiler does not get hot enough to disintegrate a body.
Really?
There's only one
wow.
in town that does, and it's not ours.
Wow. That's actually very interesting.
Wow.
Can you tell us which one does
changes
every time I
a few
take
things.
Jeremy?
Yeah.
That changes.
So what'd
Looky
you say,
here, we
Ella?
have a first-time viewer tonight. Welcome.
I'm
Yeah,
here for the first time.
welcome.
Hi, sweetie.
Can you
Thank you
tell
for
us?
joining us. Any questions you have, we'll be glad to answer.
Yep.
Can you tell us which boiler it is? Next time I go there with Jeremy, I know which one it is.
The
Just
boiler,
saying, not
it's
saying.
the old one.
Okay,
Is
so
it-
you'll have to point it out next time I'm with Jeremy. But don't ask questions as to why I want to know that.
Okay.
Okay,
Definitely
so
do that.
this boiler room, I mean, yes, it's creepy by itself because it's got to heat 7 stories. It's huge, yes. But to see where the outside dumps in the coal that needs to go in there to heat the place, yeah, it's it's something you'll never see anywhere else. But can you tell the story about the elephant?
Sorry, we have an Amber Alert.
Uh-oh.
An Amber Alert.
With that being said, go if anybody ever gets an Amber Alert, you can go to Paranormal Against Missing Exploited Children and share it there. So if anyone else is in the area, are driving through, they can keep an eye out.
And there's so many people
Sorry.
there. It happens quickly.
Good to know.
Sorry, it's a little plug there.
Our little parathug started that. She's awesome. And when she started that, we actually found who we needed to, and it was awesome.
Oh, that's great. Now I can't remember what we were talking about besides the basement.
The elephant.
He's going to talk about
So
the
tell
elephant.
the story about the
Tell
elephant.
them about the temple.
I remember the temple part. They used to have circuses up on the 3rd floor. I'm assuming you're talking about the baby ones.
Yeah.
They used to have circuses up in our theater, and on the south side we have concrete steps that they used to take baby elephants up those staircases to the circuses on the 3rd floor for the kids to see. I'm trying to think now, but there is a story, whether it's true or not, that there was a parade going down Santa Fe, and then they did have to shoot an elephant in the street, and the rumor is that the bones came in here, but I have no proof of that. So that's
Now I do know, as I was bad. So in high school, we would put a cow up the stairs. They'll go up, but they're damn sure not coming down. It's just not happening. So I imagine elephants are the same way. They're just not coming down. You got dinner. That's all I know.
Never had elephant.
No.
Either. No.
Now, I will say this. I actually could have come over 3 weeks ago because I was in Vegas, and the route that I took was 80 to 76 to 70, mainly because I was going to stop by Adrian's house, and on the way home I could have taken 70 all the way through and stopped by to see you, but I needed to get home as soon as I could because my dad had surgery right before I was going to start bowling. So I knew I was going to have to come home right away instead of hanging around like I usually do. But I had
understandable.
I have wanted to come and stop by. In fact, I wanted to be there when you guys had that event with Mustafa. But I wasn't quite ready to get on the road yet.
Yeah, we have a few more events coming up with other people. We still have Brian and Rochelle coming out in November because Brian got hurt in March, so that was canceled. And we are working on getting the Tennessee Wraith Chasers.
They're awesome. I love
Oh,
them.
wow.
So, for the people who have never been to the temple and have no clue what the temple is, do y'all want to tell a little bit about it?
Sure. Well, the temple opened in 1927. When they were building the building, they built it up to the 5th floor and it collapsed. There was nobody who passed. People did ride the rubble down and were injured, but there has been no record of anybody passing in this building. When it opened, John Philip Sousa actually played in our theater, opening up the temple. We used to have USO dances here. You could pay 10 cents to dance with a girl. They used to have thousands of people in this building at a time. Nowadays, of course, that ain't gonna happen, and I'm sure this building is not fully safe for everybody. There are technically 6 floors. Then you have the basement and the sub basement and then the tower. We're working on right now raising money to replace the elevator. We just got a nice little estimate today, so it makes the building more. Yeah, well, you got $250,000. Send it my way. So
Y'all jump on that.
Well, that's just to retrofit the old elevator to replace and build a new. We're looking at about $1.6 to $2 million, which, yeah, so it's kind of out of range for a while. Our goal is to save the building. The Masons turned it over about 4 years ago. We turned it into a nonprofit, and our goal is to save this space. So we're doing anything and everything we can to save the building so it doesn't go back and doesn't fall apart.
But I got to tell you, from what I've seen, the building looks like it's all still in amazing shape.
It is. It is.
Yeah,
And
it is.
one thing I will add to that is if if you've ever been there, if that elevator's not working, your ass is going to hurt.
You do not need leg day anytime after being at that location, and do not do leg day before you go to that location.
Be sure to warm up and do your stretches.
But I'm going to tell you what, the ballroom that they're in right now, I have video after video of things that happen there. I don't know how many other people deal with this. I really don't know. But I hear spirits as whistling.
Actually, when I was there last time, there was a whistle down there as well as a loud bang, but there was a pronounced whistle.
Okay, so the whistle is actually, from what we have figured out, it takes a whole bunch of teams to figure out what actually happened, because one person's view does not mean a damn thing. It needs to be more than one. But what I thought, now, I could be wrong because some of my team may have messed with some evidence, but what I think is there was somebody down there who was meant to keep the peace down there. He was meant to just say,
excuse me.
His whole job was just to watch the place. He didn't know that nothing was going on anymore. He didn't know the war was over. He was waiting for a woman, is what I think. Now, this doesn't mean that that's what really happened. The next time we came down, we heard the same thing. And I had somebody with me who was able to try to cross this person over. He was not going. He's not going. This is his job, is to keep down there safe. That's his job. And he loves his job. As far as I can tell, that's him. He loves his job. We caught on tape a little, I don't know if it's a gremlin or what on earth you want to call it. But this thing comes up to most women's butts. And if you catch it on camera just right, this thing is going to look like a light coming out of your ass. That's what it's going to look like.
That's what you call it now. I got you.
If you take pictures of it, it's a little dark figure that comes up to your butt.
Yes, Greg, it's allergies. That's why he saw me sneeze, so that's why he's asking. Yes, unfortunately, I'm suffering allergies right now.
Right.
It
Been
sucks.
scratched there. I've been there 3 times and never been scratched. No. Have I been chased out of there? Fuck yes. I've been chased out of there.
We have.
Booty snatch.
Booty snatch.
There's
Wrong show, Rosie.
Men don't want you to go.
Yeah. Rosie,
Yes,
are you sure you're on the right show?
Yeah. I
Was
was
Go ahead.
well. I was going to say I haven't gotten scratched out there, but I have gotten bum rushed by something very cold.
You're not the only one. Yep.
Yeah.
Now-
That was such a surreal experience. I had never had anything like that.
I don't know if Jennifer can maybe look up a little bit and show the balcony up there, but we were up there on the balcony looking down because we had just had things happen. We were looking down and from up there, right up above the little pretties there is a balcony.
Chandelier.
We're looking down and just kind of talking about what happened down there, which there's a kitchen down there and there's banging, like you can hear pool balls banging. There's no pool table down there. It's a kitchen banging, clanging, and you can see that on my TikTok.
Emily, you have no idea.
Linda, no, it's something else. I have yet to find out what it is.
But what's funny is I was up there with someone else, and I'm not going to say any names because I don't know if she wants me to, name her, but we were up there and smelled flowers. I'm like, what the hell is this smell? And she was like, I don't know. And I said a name and she was like, that's my fucking grandma. I'm like, no, that's not your grandma. Yeah, it was. And this woman ended up going home with me for quite a while.
Why we don't smell it anymore.
Yeah. Yeah. This woman is actually an amazing woman, but she was letting people know I'm here. I'm here to protect. I was an Eastern Star. I'm here and I'm going home with you. And yeah, she went home. Now this doll that Jeremy has never been a problem. It has never been possessed or like I've been told it's demonic. No, it's not. It has lived on my bed for the last 2 years. It is not demonic. Now you piss it off. I don't know. I don't know what to tell you.
Since she went home with me and I got in trouble for taking her in my house, I feel better about that.
Yeah. Yeah, she has never been evil. Now, somebody wants to piss her off. I can't vouch for that.
I'm good.
Now, someone asked what the location was. It is the Masonic Temple out in Solana.
Yeah,
Right?
I think that was Emily that asked that question. She was asking where it was again.
I've always been back and forth, Solana, so now I'm kind of scared. I'm like, wait, did I say that right?
Yeah.
I always heard it as Salina.
Some of us that don't know about temples and actual lodges, there's a huge difference. I had to actually look it up. Temples usually lay on ley lines, which if anybody knows about paranormal, ley lines are huge.
Mm-hmm.
What the Masons knew about that, I don't know, but that's where they are. They're on ley lines. Just regular, Masonic lodges, they're not. And usually they're not nothing active like this.
Now, this is one of the very few locations that I can say is extremely active.
Oh yeah, it really
And I'm
is.
going to say, besides this temple and Waverly Hills, these are the two we need to save. I don't give a damn about all this bullshit about, oh well, this happened over here, this happened. No, you got evidence? Show me. Other than that, I can show you evidence of what happened here and what happened here. Waverly Hills and this temple. That's the only two that need saved as far as I'm concerned. And yes, it's probably an unpopular opinion and whatever, but everybody knows I'm not PC, so whatever.
Emily, black and white checkered floor.
Emily, there is. Are you seeing it?
It's upstairs on the 6th floor.
Emily sees it. I know Emily, and I know what she's going for. What do you see there? Linda, they do. There's another place. I'm not going to give my opinion on it.
Yep. You got it, Emily.
Yep.
And it's Texas. It's I'm not even going to say it, but there is a place in Texas that has ley lines. The place is so convoluted now that you can't trust what's there. But at one point, it was awesome. Emily.
Oh my goodness,
yeah,
Emily.
Talk later, girl.
Emily, I got to tell you, if you ever get the chance to go out there to Salina to check out this temple, take it.
You got it. You got to go.
Emily. I'll take you.
Yeah.
Now I was going to ask y'all, do y'all have any like evidence nearby that you could like share, like send to Jeremy so he can let people see, or any type of pictures you could send to him?
Let me see if I can see.
And
it's a man. He has a beard, but
Emily,
we need to go there.
Yes, please.
Stay with me. We'll go there.
And while she's looking, there's someone who wants everyone to say their name one by one.
C.O.M. Humphreys.
So, I guess I'll start. I'm Eileen.
I'm Adrian.
I'm Jeremy.
I'm Nick.
Misty.
Jennifer.
Oh, Emily just said this.
Want to?
Whitebeard 2 kind of has some dark, but mostly white.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Oh, so I'm in the clear because I'm the opposite of that.
I don't think you were one of the haunts there. You're not dead yet.
Right out of a David Lynch movie.
Almost.
He'll be there after I find that boiler next time we go.
I'll tell you what.
I will say this: the first opportunity that I do have to come out, I will be coming out there.
Yep.
You know,
I'm coming back too.
Well, here's the thing: if going down into the sub basement is actually that's a rare thing. It's not like everybody gets to go. It's not a thing. But some of the pictures you'll see from down there, they're amazing. I've been down there. I didn't feel anything when I was down there, but I'm telling you,
you're probably closer than I am.
All the way in Kentucky. Emily, it's not that hard. Come on.
Yeah. She wants to dance.
You want to dance? Okay, we'll go to karaoke. Ask everybody. I love karaoke.
No karaoke.
Hey, what's up, Scott?
Hey, Scott.
Hi, Scotty. I love karaoke. Ask everybody. I will make a damn fool of myself. Just.
Last time we were there, Jennifer, I don't know who was or Misty. I think Misty might have been in our group when we were all there. Might have been in the group with me and Jeremy, and I know Adrian. I was with you the second night, but Jeremy and I did his theory of the dog whistle.
Yeah,
we got some evidence, some activity. I'm not really saying evidence because some people didn't get up to go do more investigation into it, but it did create a little bit of activity. And of course, when you're in a public event, sometimes you're kind of more limited on space or time than you are with a private.
Right.
But we did try it again the last time I was there. Unfortunately, Jeremy wasn't there, so Mustafa did it, and he said the whole time he was doing it, he got activity. So if anybody does go, hey, I mean, I'm telling you something that is doing some triggering of some activity.
I don't know how many people actually believe this. I do, but depending on your vibe, how you're open to things, or how you want to perceive things, depends on what the activity is you're going to get. If somebody in your group is, I don't know, I don't want to say mean, evil, gives off a bad vibe, you're not going to get anything. What you're going to get is silence. You may get somebody rushing you that gets you the hell out of there, but you're not going to get actually the women. There was a human pendulum session. There was a woman, and I don't know if you want me to tell this, but I'm going to anyway. This last time we were there, my boyfriend he was never in the paranormal, nothing, but he was hurting the whole time we were there. He was passing me kidney stones, so I was like, okay, let's go. And he was standing up top. There's a gavel and different things up by the window. He was just standing there looking out the window while everybody's doing the human pendulum session. Whatever was at that window followed us to the motel. I had no idea. He gets woke up saying, wake up, wake up. And he's like, what? He said it was a female voice. Well, that's what people in the human pendulum session were getting, was a female. It was somebody who was killed there. She's just asking for her story to be told. Apparently she didn't think I could do it. She hollered at him. He did wake up. He wasn't able to say anything, but he woke up. So yes, it's possible for them to follow you home. And probably not a good idea. You should probably look around.
So I've had a couple incidences in the kitchen. I'll be in there doing dishes, and you guys met Mary, director, and she'll come in every morning and she'll just be like, hey, and I know her voice. I be in the kitchen doing dishes and I hear her voice. I hear it say, hey, just like she does. And I turn around and there's nobody there. So I get back to doing what I'm doing, and it turns around and does it again. And so then I put in the earbuds because I got stuff to do. I can't get too distracted. Well, not too long ago, I was at home asleep and that voice woke me up. That's the first time I've ever heard that or had that happen at home.
I'm done there. Emily, human pendulum is actually really cool. I had not seen it before Eileen and her group did that. I wasn't able to join in. I would have loved to, but I had to leave. It's actually really, really neat if you will just clear your mind and just give in.
Definitely do not recommend people really doing it unless there's very few people I trust doing it, no offense, right. Because if you do not open or close properly, it can be pretty bad. And then if you don't have somebody that kind of knows what they're doing, it can get rough.
Right.
So definitely, be careful. That's the only reason I'm not telling about it.
Okay, Jennifer,
I don't know who you are, bud, but hey.
Yeah.
I got 2 pictures and 2 videos from you. Is that all I'm getting?
Okay. I'm
trying to download one more
video.
Okay. Because they're slowly starting to come in.
Okay.
There's so much video from the temple. It's amazing.
Oh my God. And I did a live video, of course, obviously. Jeremy, you remember when we were on one of the upper floors.
It was the 6th floor, Jack.
Yeah, it was. And if you remember, too, because we had the live stream on the old network, they stopped, but I continued running.
It wasn't the old network. It was the world's largest ghost hunt.
Well, no, when we had it on Facebook Live. That's what I'm talking about. because that was when we were on the other network at that time. So
Yeah.
they were filming it, but then eventually they stopped. But I kept rolling with my personal life.
Yeah.
And I still remember you were quite amazed that I was still running when all this crazy stuff started happening.
Yeah, it was something else, and the only reason we even caught any of this stuff is because we were looking for your equipment that we had no idea that somebody else had already picked it up to take it down to the theater, but they forgot to let you know.
Yeah, they just they took what was it? I think it was, I don't know if it was my EDI or I had the cat balls out or something, and we're going all over the place looking for this stuff because I'm like, I could have sworn I left it in one of the Mason rooms. We're like, where the hell is it?
I'm surprised you didn't blame me for taking it.
Well, while we're looking, we get all this activity that goes on. I'm still filming live on my phone.
Yeah.
And you can hear our reactions like, wow, this is actually quite amazing. But eventually, we went down. We kind of gave up, but that's when we found the stuff downstairs. Because
here they were trying to be nice because they knew that he was doing his own video, so they were trying to be nice. They just forgot to tell him.
Yeah, that freaked me out because one of the tools I had, that was a couple $100 worth to getting that. So I definitely did not want to leave without it.
Now, well, I don't know if everybody's still trying to send videos, so I'm going to ask y'all a question. So how long has the temple been being investigated with the paranormal?
They had a few groups come when the Masons owned it, but until I came in, we really didn't have any other groups coming in. A lot of people won't stay overnight in the building. And honestly, when I first came in here, I didn't want to. So when I first moved in, I had never been in the building before. And I would literally call my husband at night when it was dark and call him when I was walking out. So if something killed me, he knew it.
I don't blame you.
Oh my God. Wow.
I mean, I'm here enough that I typically walk the building in the dark. I still don't go to the 6th floor, the sub basement by myself, but anywhere else, I mean, not that I don't get the heebie jeebies every once in a while, but I mean, I run the events, so I don't have much of a choice.
No, you actually live on location.
Pretty much.
I might as well.
Okay.
Now, unless you've been there, you don't understand. She's not kidding. This is like, I mean, you can go in there and
you get lost.
And there's things that should not be there. There's sounds that should not be there. And this is when nobody's there.
That's what Joshua just said.
I hear a woman say hi and feel
a hand caress my neck.
Joshua, I'm not surprised. There's lots of women that have been in and out of there. Now, what happened to them? I don't know.
There are tunnels underneath.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, there is. And she was asked to. Misty moved in.
Pretty much.
Misty, Misty has a connection to the place like you wouldn't believe.
Here's a fun fact. Misty is actually from Indiana, nearby where I live.
Yes.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Right.
Yep. I didn't know that.
Yep. And you know,
where she used to live is not too far from where I'm at, I think.
Yeah.
Like the Fort Wayne area?
We're not going to say too much about what happens or what did happen, but I'm going to tell you, Misty is connected with every spirit that's there.
So what made y'all? Did y'all reach out to people, or did people reach out to you about the location?
What was that you were?
I know a few. I know they had brought in some people when the Masons owned it, but when y'all got there and really started kind of bringing this to, the paranormal world, did y'all reach out, or did people reach out to y'all?
They first started. They reached out to us. And actually, that's pretty much the way everything has been, because I don't have the connections. I don't know who to talk to. I just don't know the people. So once we're starting to get everybody in, is now when we're starting to get more phone calls. I have a paranormal investigation every weekend in July. It's going to be hotter than Hades in here with no AC. So if I don't make it past July, sorry, I died. And then
You'll haunt the place.
Yeah,
And
exactly.
it's so worth it. It doesn't matter how hot it is. It is so worth it.
I ordered a margarita machine. We might just have to have those in between.
There we go.
I'll be back next week. How's that?
Anyone bring
Well,
pets? Bringing pets to the place? That's what Emily's asking.
But what was that?
Hell, if they bring an elephant in there.
Have y'all ever had pets in there? And I'm assuming she means for like because pets can sense paranormal and all things like that.
The guy upstairs likes
like
cats.
The guy upstairs is a fucking dick. I'm gonna tell you that right now. The guy upstairs likes to bum rush you and get you the hell out of there. He's nothing but a black shadow. Yeah, no.
On the balcony?
I don't care what that man likes.
Not fair to the pets. Wow.
I here with me. I mean, I have a mastiff, and he just loves looking out the windows. Whatever's here, it doesn't bother him. My other dog can't make it up the stairs. Hell, I can barely make it up the stairs, so I don't blame her.
Okay,
cats,
I'm going to make a comment to that, Emily. If you look really closely, most villains in movies, if they have a pet, it's a cat.
Yeah, they're always like sitting on their lap, like petting them this way.
So keep that in mind. Yes, he may like cats, but villains are the ones who normally have cats.
Well, she also says here maybe he has cat energy too. They do the same.
Okay, so Nick,
Okay, I'm
Nick,
not
I'm
going
going to
there.
send this to you right now.
Okay.
It's my TikTok, and this is the first video I ever put on TikTok.
Oh,
So
jeez.
if anybody wants to look it up, this is actually what happened. It was the live. So anybody can look it up and see what actually happened the very first time I was there. And I was with somebody from the temple that worked there, and it turned out a little scary.
You said it was a picture or a video?
It's a video. It's on my TikTok, but I can't get the video set from my
Yeah,
TikTok here.
You
So
said-
if somebody wants to plug in my TikTok, they can see it. It's the very first video ever on
Yeah,
TikTok.
because you sent me a snapshot of your profile. It's not a video.
Right.
I think she
Right.
wants you to go
I
to
can't
her
send the
TikTok.
video.
Okay.
No, while you're figuring that out, I'll share one of the pictures that Jennifer has sent to me.
Hold on,
Is
we're
something
here.
going on up there, Jennifer?
We're hearing footsteps.
Misty, what do you
Hold
see?
up, hold up, Jeremy.
Yeah, they're walking.
That place is fucking crazy. That
Then
floor.
the balcony where it is.
StreamYard just did another update. I go here to share, and now I have an option for an extra camera.
Oh, really?
I don't recall seeing that before. That's got to be new.
Where'd you see this at?
When you go to share, and before you have your slides in the video file, now there's extra camera.
Oh, wow.
That's new.
Adrian,
That's new.
it's not seem to be working. I mean, I'm clicking on it, but it's not because it's just a snapshot.
Did y'all figure out where the footsteps were coming from, Jennifer?
They're walking. About where you had that big slam.
Yeah.
And where you out. Yeah.
Invite them onto camera. Tell them they can come over here and talk to us on camera.
Just don't. We're good.
Just don't touch me.
I got to work here with him. Don't scare me out of the building.
Oh, man.
Okay, so the first.
She gets the female that talks, and I get the
Here we
man.
go.
Well, do you like the man?
Okay, so the
Or would
first
you
one
rather
I'm going
be
to
the
show,
Yeah, the
Jennifer,
man.
you'll have to tell us what we're looking at here.
Okay, I don't know if there's any way to zoom in by the wall. Yep, right up in there.
Oh.
This right here?
Yeah.
Yeah, and then there's like hands a little bit below it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My kid caught that Gage caught it during one of the investigations. Actually, I think it was actually during Fear Fest in the sub basement.
You know, I do think I've seen this photo. So either you showed it to, you might have showed it to me the last time I was there.
Emily says that she sees the letter O too. Not sure if that means anything.
I have no idea.
That could stand for a number of different things.
Linda was also asking Jeremy. Usually, a link to StreamYard is put in the overview. Can you put one there, or I don't know what she's asking.
Yeah, I don't.
I'm not sure what that means. Yeah, I'm trying to get the video that Adrian sent me, but it's just a snapshot image. It's not doing anything.
I think she wants you to go to her TikTok.
Oh, okay.
And then see if you can share it to your messenger that way.
All right. Gosh, damn. Okay, I'll
so
try
what we're
that
looking
again.
at here?
Whoa! What the hell is that?
The shadow and the sub base.
Yeah.
Oh, that's okay.
That's huge.
Who took that picture and when?
You?
That was me. Yeah.
I think we were just walking through the building. Was that when Alana was here? So it was just a couple of us just walking around, and they were taking pictures.
Is that in one of the side room, the double door, or?
Yeah.
Yeah, I sat in there by myself for a while because I just had the urge to be in there, and I took Boozy. Yeah, I take Boozy everywhere. I took Boozy in there with me.
I don't blame you.
It looks kind of funnel shaped, if you will. I mean, it looks
like a tornado.
It looks like a tornado almost.
Now this one here, Jennifer did not send this today, but either she sent it some time ago, and this is what Emily was seeing earlier. And if you look at it closely, it actually looks like somebody is sitting in there now.
Yeah, you can see the depression in it. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't took that one. I didn't. I don't recognize that.
Emily says yes.
What, that chair?
Yeah.
You have two of those chairs in the Easter Star Room.
That answers your question, Emily.
Yeah. Because the one was right at the very center by the wall.
Yes.
And that was actually the chair, I believe, that we had brought down to do those interviews the first time that I was there.
Well, I can tell you, I really feel that this is, and just from a paranormal side, I really feel this is a location that if you have theories you want to test out, this is the location that will give you responses from your theories. I mean, or from, what you're wanting to try to do, because I know not only, testing Jeremy's theory there, but other people have tested. I mean, and you get evidence. I remember there was one time, I know the first time I was there, Mustafa was doing something in what's the first room, the blue room, or is that, what's the first room? First Mason room.
Blue line.
Okay. He was doing something by himself, and he wanted to see if it would keep doing it, and I forget exactly what he was doing. It was a long night. And I think this was night 2. And so he pulled me over closer to the door that led completely out, and he had Rebecca do whatever he was doing, and she was getting some of the same responses. But he was testing some type of theory, and I wish I could remember what it was, but I do know Reggie. I was testing. I think you were there with us, Jennifer, this last time. I was testing, sitting in in Reggie's lap, trying to see if he either
What
really
were you doing? Explain that one. Whoa, back up.
Keep in mind, this is coming from Eileen. So
Let's not go over that.
Isn't his name Reggie?
Let me say,
I
because
don't know,
this is
but
funny.
if you were in his lap, you should have known his name.
He was a spirit.
If I get spooked, I go up to and I sit beside Reggie. And by the end of it, if I can't get calmed down, I'm pretty well on his lap too.
I was wanting to know if he would. I don't think he had a problem with it, because I was wanting to know if he would do it. Of course, I did it respectfully. I told him I was going to sit in his lap, and if he had a problem, let me know. He didn't let me know.
What guy is going to say they have a problem with you sitting in their lap?
Jeremy.
No, he would not. Jeremy's still a man. I don't care how nice he is. He's still a guy.
But I'm like, I feel comfortable around Reggie. It's like you just get in that little area, you feel calm.
It's safe.
Yeah.
Is this a video? I think this is.
One of them is the gavel on the 6th floor when nobody was up there next to my camera. And then the other one that I sent is something following Misty. You'll see her walking in front of the windows, and then you'll see a shorter head walking behind her.
And that's
what I like.
That's where
not the one I'm thinking of.
And then the other one was when there's a big light anomaly heading towards Doyle, our gargoyle that we had somebody do, and it's sitting out in the lobby. And that was the first night we brought it in, and it's shooting towards the gargoyle. Which 6th floor? No, not because I can't find everything. Oh, you can see, you can send him to.
Emily, you got to go there with me. Seriously. It's only a few hours from where I'm at. You got to go.
There are a few locations that I say definitely anyone go. And this is one of them. For me to take a 15-hour drive, not once, but twice to do it. And the last time I went, there was tornadoes in the area on our way there. It's definitely worth it.
Eileen, I've made the drive twice myself, and it's 13 hours for me.
And to top it off, and I don't remember where Adrian stayed, but the best thing too, there is a very nice hotel right across the street, so you can walk there from the hotel.
Anything paranormal in that hotel, they do not want to. Just
they
saying.
don't want to what?
They don't want to know. I have them freaked out. It's great.
Especially with all of our equipment, because like I told you, Boozy comes out. Boozy is on at night. Boozy stays on at all time. That's my baby.
Who's Boozy?
Boozy is my REM pod teddy bear.
Yeah, sure.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. Okay.
Do what?
I thought you were actually talking about somebody.
What'd you say, Adrian?
Show Boozy.
Okay, hold on. I gotta go get him. Hold on.
I don't know if you guys answered this question already. She's asking, does this temple have a number on it?
A number? It does have an address. If that's what you're asking, I'm not real sure.
I wonder if she means like a temple number or a lodge number.
Oh, that's
like how the Legion's got say post 47. I think that's what she might be referring to.
Oh, she's asking like Masonic lodge number.
Yeah.
Jen?
Oh, I don't know what it would be, because they pretty much, when the Masons left, they took a lot of their stuff. So I couldn't even tell you what the number is.
I'm trying to look it up right now.
Yeah. I have a question here that's, I think, more for Eileen, because Natalie's asking, does Boozy ever get scared at locations?
Really? Really?
Well, I guess we'll find out from Eileen when she gets back.
Well, I'm going to say probably not, because Boozy has never had to deal with Lucy.
Okay, so
that's the name I chose for the doll, by the way, Lucy.
All right, so while we're waiting for Eileen, now Emily's saying, I'm wondering if that photo that she thought was an O is actually a 0.
Yeah. Maybe.
That's possible. I'm looking at this, and it says 8 Wonders of Kansas. Architecture, Masonic Center, Salina, Kansas. So it's like
there it is.
8 Wonders of Kansas. When you put it up.
Okay, I'm going to do this. Eileen, bring that back up.
That's it.
This ought to be good.
Did you get him cleaned up?
No, I think he tried to dye his hair.
Oh,
Lucy's looking at Boozy. Come on.
they're best buds.
So Eileen, Natalie wants to know, does Boozy ever get scared in locations?
Oh no, Boozy calms me down, so probably not.
Like whatever the 8 Wonders of Kansas is, I don't like it, because it says Masonic Center, Salina. It tells the address, and then it says the Salina Masonic Center, and then it says formerly known as the Masonic Temple. Bullshit. It's still the temple. There's no, you can't get rid of it's the temple.
No.
So
we had to turn it into a nonprofit instead of taking the whole name away. They just shortened it to the temple, so people don't think that what we're doing is Masonic.
Right, so it's not like it's active.
We're a nonprofit trying to save the space.
Yeah. So Greg had a question, which was, where did the Masons go when they left?
They got into money arguments. There's Scottish Rite, I believe, is down the street on Santa Fe. The Shriners are north of Interstate. They just split up their groups. The other problem with the building, like they technically still have the 5th and 6th floor, but the problem is because of the way the elevator works, they're older. They cannot make it up there. So that's the whole part of raising the funds to redo the elevator so they will be able to use their floor. And we have
them. That hurts.
That if we get an elevator and they're able to use a room upstairs, they will turn. I'm not happy about which rooms, but they will turn over rooms to us so we can have events in. The Eastern Star is one, and then it's the damn red room. And I'd rather have the Blue Lodge. The red room bugs me, and that means I'll be there by myself.
Well, now we were in what did you say that really small room was? Kind of right in between the blue and red room, not where the costumes are, but down, almost like a confessional room, really itty bitty. I'm sorry, you cut out.
The contemplation room.
Okay, sure, that room. We were in there doing we were gonna try to do sensory, but it's really small, so we really couldn't do sensory in there. So we did have the spirit box running, and nothing was going through it, was coming through it. Like it was pure static. And then all of a sudden, I made the comment, I said, if we had a guy in here, would you talk? And all of a sudden, I mean, clear as day, yes. So, of course, I went to go try to find a guy. And I came close to one. That's when I found Mustafa. So he came into the room. We're like, okay, we have a guy in here. And so I'm gonna have to kind of say what it said, and I do apologize if I offend anybody, but it did call Mustafa a faggot.
Oh, jeez.
And he's like, well, that's what I get out of spirit boxes. So he turned around and he walked out. It became quiet again. And for this room is, I'm thinking it looks like it's soundproof, is it?
I don't think so.
Okay, the walls just look really textured and all that, trying to block some of the sound, but it's really, what is it, black? It's painted black, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
Okay, it was dark, so I don't really know everything. But but we turned all the lights down. You know how your eyes kind of adjust to the darkness and all. Well, I looked at my friend Lindy, and all of a sudden, I'm really not kidding on this, but it looked like her facial features started changing. So I threw a flashlight on her, and I was about to tell her what I had seen, because I'm sure it was my eyes probably, playing tricks on me or whatever. So I turned my flashlight on her, and I was about to tell her why I did that, because I blinded her. And before I could say that, she's like, the hair on my arm just stood up, and the spirit box came up and said, "Behind you." We're like, okay.
Wow.
So, but those are the only three things we got out. It was active other places, but it did not like us being female in there.
Nope, it does not, because females were not respected. Females were there to be two things: servants and whores. That's it. That is their two jobs. That's all there is to it.
But after everybody left, the last time you were here, Eileen, we were sitting in here in the ballroom again, just talking while the team was packing up. And I don't know, to me, it was kind of quiet during the investigation, or I just wasn't in the zone. But we're sitting up here on the stage again, and you start hearing the footsteps. So it's almost like, when you're hunting for them, well, sorry, we're not going to show you who we are. But as soon as everybody leaves and you're ignoring me, it's, hey, we're up here. Come find us.
I do feel that locations sometimes don't like the bigger crowds.
Absolutely.
And I do more public events to find those locations and to get my feel, but I'm definitely wanting to come back for a private, book my team and just a few other teams to do more of a private and have like a more smaller group there. Because I did feel that. I think me and you talked about that I felt that it just wanted less people. It's like maybe it's a little too much activity going on.
I agree with that.
Yeah, I definitely want to bring some people out there, bring my own little team, and just run all over.
I'm ready to go back. Like I said, I'm ready to run that place again because that place was awesome.
And
when you do, make sure
that place has just so much history that you are not going to get it in one day or even 2 days.
Right.
Now, speaking of which, Emily posted this. She said that on March 2nd, 1895, previous Masonic building, which was reportedly the finest in the state, had been destroyed by fire, stirred by sparks, blown by strong wind from the burning neighboring building, Ober building. Apparently, she says the O is the Ober building.
Is that in Salida, Emily?
She said she got it on Wikipedia.
We did have one on North Santa Fe. That's when they built this one that did burn down. I never knew the name of the building.
And Josh said this, been around gay people's graves. They say the same about y'all. What? I don't even know what that means.
Josh,
Probably what
please
Eileen was just
clarify
talking
that.
about.
Oh, right. Okay, yeah.
Please clarify that because I'm
Yeah.
lost.
Yeah, I'm kind of lost with that too. I
I'm
don't even know what that means.
What was said to Mustafa.
But I'm going to say this. If anybody wants to go to the temple, 2 things. Make sure that whoever's going donates and pays, because this temple is not, it's not self-sufficient. It's not going to pay for itself. It's just not going to happen. So if you want actually a place that's active, take your small team, pay, and go in. Jennifer, Misty will all go with you.
You'll get stuck.
It's actually amazing because they know them and they will interact whether you're there or not. Now, I'm going to say if you have bad intentions, or if you're not where you should be, they're not going to interact with you. They're not. You have to have an open mind. You have to have, openness and love, because it's just not going to happen if you don't. You might get the shit scared out of you if you don't, but that's part of it. But this temple's not going to run by itself. It's not. And if we don't pay to get in there, and if we don't pay to small teams, big teams, it doesn't matter. Small teams actually get more evidence. I've been there 4 times. I know this. When I was there the first time, I got more than I did any other time, when it got bigger and bigger and bigger. Take your small teams, pay, and it's amazing. It really is. You won't be disappointed, but things don't run on their own. I mean, everybody knows this. Locations don't run on their own.
And with all that being said, so people can know how big of a team versus that would still give you enough room. What is like the square footage of the investigation locations, like combined? Do you know?
I can tell you it's sore. If you want to run cameras from the top to the bottom, you're going to hurt like hell.
Okay. Steps. If we don't know square footage, give people an idea. How do you know how many steps that you have to walk?
What's up, Carl?
Too many.
I can tell you that I have a Fitbit, and I had no idea when you hit a certain amount of steps that it's like fireworks that explode.
Yeah.
Twice in one night. It was 10,000 steps.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
It is no joke. It really is no joke. You're going to step, step. But
From
in
the
night,
outside, it doesn't look that big, but when you get inside, it is massive.
And then when
Oh
you
my
think
God,
like,
yeah.
Like 160,000 square feet. Is that about what it is?
At least, I mean,
So imagine that spread across 7 or is the sub basement included into that square footage?
Hearing it behind us.
oh, they hearing footsteps
Oh.
again.
So imagine that spread across 7 or 8 floors, whether the sub basement is included into it or not.
right.
I think there'd be
And
more activity over there.
as you're going up the stairs from floor to floor, it's not just one stairway. You got stairs going one way, then you got to turn, then you got to turn, and there's your next floor.
No, you get to a landing, you're like, yes, I'm on the. No, there's more steps.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I told
Casey Elizabeth, Nick, will you put her message up there, please?
a which Emily?
Casey Elizabeth, what is your advice to new investigators? Casey.
know who you're investigating with. Get to know the people before you investigate with them.
I'm probably the newest one here. So I'm going to tell you this. Exactly what she said. Know who you're investigating with, because if they're going to play pranks, if they're going to make noises where you don't know if what you're hearing is real or not, you have no business with them. Second of all, make sure you have somebody with you that if something happens to you, can get you out of there.
Yes.
And won't sit there and look at you and go, no. Make sure they will help you and know how to help you.
And I know that feeling because I know that feeling because if you guys remember, because I've always said it a lot, I got lost in the sub basement for a while. Like, I mean, yes, there was other people there, but I was pretty much more or less just left behind, and I was like freaking out.
Sorry.
Yeah, that's the people that you were with abandoned you.
They just abandoned me. Oh my God! I mean, Jeremy, you may have not seen it, and I was somewhat laughing. I was actually so angry. I was like really pissed. It's not. I mean, I was freaking out for like 5 minutes, like not knowing where to go. And I'm trying to call people for help. I got a little phone connection down there. I couldn't call for help, and nobody could hear me.
We were in the basement. You were in the sub-basement.
I was in the sub-basement. And
every time I was... 2 people. At least 2 people. Anywhere you go. I don't care where it is you go. 2 of you. At least somebody can call for help.
Yeah.
Both of you might get something happen. Yes. But at least one of you is going to call for help before that happens.
And I'll tell you, and I don't know about y'all. Leave somebody alone. I don't know about y'all, and it all does depend on your religion. I always try to, do a prayer before entering any type of location. And before I leave a location, I make sure to thank the spirit, because I do believe in being respectful to them, because we don't know what they're going through or what they went through in life. And B, when I get ready to leave, I'm like, okay, thank you, but this is where you belong. You stay here. You are not allowed to go with me. Right. Now, does it work all
Joshua.
the time? No, but...
Yeah, Joshua said, what, this one, or are you focusing on the other one?
That up there.
What's that?
The one after that.
The one next.
Oh, this one?
The one after
that. A little fun. Never hurt. No. What?
Yeah. Okay.
He's talking about having a little bit of fun while you're investigating, but still being serious about it.
Yeah.
Right. I'm going to tell you something. If somebody's having fun while we're being serious and throwing rocks at people and making them believe that something actually happened, and they're on a live going, oh my God, something happened, screw that.
Yep.
No. Them on no. Fun is one thing. And when you put it on camera and say, look, I'm fixing to go do this to somebody, that's great. And as soon as you do it, say, look, I just did this to you. That's fine.
Yeah, I mean,
But when you're being serious and actually filming, that is not a joke, and I will not put up with it. And you will be gone from the investigation if I see it.
no,
Throw it out immediately.
I'm a major jokester. Anyone who knows me knows I love to have fun. I love to joke around. But when I am in investigation mode, I pick on Jeremy all the time. But when we were in investigation mode, we were as serious can be. Now, when you're sitting around on a location and nothing's going on, talk.
Right.
Talk to people, because I've learned if you're ignoring them, ignoring the spirit, sometimes they're like, "Hey, I'm here. You're here for me," and something will happen while you're doing that. So even though you're talking, you're still being alert.
Yeah, they turn into the attention seekers.
Don't like it.
Yeah.
So what was going on over there? We all still hear it?
We're hearing footsteps. We're hearing stuff off to the left of the stage. Kind of feels like we're being surrounded.
Now, do y'all actually do investigations? I mean, like, do y'all have equipment that y'all lay out?
I think we should, but we haven't.
Not a lot. We don't have the money to buy it, so we haven't quite gotten into it. We did get. I had a gentleman come in here when Mustafa was here, and he has a business. And this was the first thing him and his wife found that they both enjoyed, and they're interested in helping us get equipment.
So if anyone has like equipment and they no longer use and would like to donate it to the temple, then y'all could actually run some of this equipment a lot while because the cameras are always running, and you might be able to catch so much more evidence.
Oh,
just saying.
Cameras catch evidence all day long. I mean, there's no lack of that at all. But I do think, I don't think you've done it yet, have you, Jen and Misty? But there's that site where you can 24/7 run the cameras and people pay to watch it.
I didn't know about it.
We need to get on that. We need to get on it.
Because this is a large location. Because how many of y'all are there?
How many
that actually, like on an everyday basis, kind of overlook the location?
Thank you,
Greg. 20-some business.
Thanks, Greg.
Well, I'm talking about like as far as like deal with the paranormal side of it.
Yeah, the two of us, and then.
So this is a large location for two people to have to go and check out cameras. I don't think a lot of people probably don't realize how like Jeremy said, I didn't know how large this location was. I took I took TPPS there, and we got there. They're like, "Oh, this is pretty. It doesn't look as big as you said." I said, "I'm telling you," because when I told them, because they always take all this heavy equipment, I said, "You're not going to want to take what you can carry easily."
Emily, don't doubt yourself.
Yeah, she's been.
I love that. I'm going to look into that. Thank you.
Yeah, she's been putting this stuff on. I mean, I shared this earlier that she's been getting this from the Wikipedia page about it, and then she said that the building was rebuilt in October too. Is significant to that building, or said it was reportedly the biggest fire in Salina history to date, and was stopped at the temple's 2-foot thick firewall. And then she just wrote this whole thing. So I've been reading. The Schmidt guy engineered the building on Wikipedia. There was an earthquake. Schmidt was telegraphed and traveled from Oklahoma City to assess the cause. Oklahoma, maybe she's going overboard, but means something.
I'll tell you what, if I remember right, down there in the sub-basement, there's still some of that charred wood there, isn't it?
Yeah. There was some type of wood.
And I got to give a shout out to my sister, Leanne. So I'm sorry, saw her, hadn't talked to her in a little bit, so I had to give a shout out to my sister there.
Hey, Leanne.
Good to see you, Leanne.
Hello.
No, Emily is amazing. If somebody will just listen to her, give her a chance. I love this girl. It's been a long time
since she goes into research mode, she researches.
Yeah, it's been a long time since I've seen her, but her intuitive and her empath is actually straight on. She knows what she's saying. She does.
Now, how much do y'all does it cost to do an investigation at the temple?
Well, honestly, we weren't doing anything until we had Mustafa here. When Fear Fest came, he told us that we should not be charging less than $100 a person for
There you
investigation.
go. Perfect.
That's right.
That has to keep the temple running. There's nothing wrong with that. Nothing.
I mean, think about, guys, how much you pay where you
I love
live.
you too, Emily.
And this is, I mean, this, you got to keep the lights on. You got to keep the water running. You got to.
We had a hellacious gas bill last year when we had that 3-week cold snap in February. We only had heat on the north side of the building, and we had a $45,000 gas bill.
Yeah.
So we got price gouged. We're still paying it.
This stuff is no joke. I mean, this building.
I was there for that cold snap.
Yeah, it was bad.
Hey, Jeremy, can you pull up a picture of the outside of the temple?
I can, yes. While I'm doing that, I'll also say, you know, when she was talking about how cold it was in February when I was there,
It was
I
no
was
joke.
outside for 20 minutes. I was outside for 20 minutes. I had ice on my mustache.
It was bad.
That's because you're cold-hearted, but that's okay.
It
Well, thank goodness.
Wow.
it was terrible.
You're either freezing in here or
Or
you're
hotter than
sweating
hell.
bullets.
Okay.
It was actually really comfortable when we were there. I guess we got that right good medium because we were just there in April?
Yeah.
Something like that.
It's not too bad in here. I was in here working earlier, and I did have to go home and take a shower because it got really hot.
Yeah, there were some parts I remember that were really hot, like the
Yeah.
upper floors.
And see, I would love to be able to, when y'all do get the funds to be able to start doing some of this. And I don't want to use the word renovation because you're not changing anything, but just kind of upgrade, bringing it back up to its normal beauty. I would love to know the activity that happens during that. Because I think they'll be like, oh my gosh, this is my home. Because, I mean, they loved it.
And that's what I do when we get ready to start an investigation. And most of you know I sit off to the side and don't say much because
Here we go.
I know, I've seen, heard, but I can't get where I was going with it.
It's important to us that they know we're here to help and to keep it going, and it's not our
and
we're blessed to be here.
We'll
So.
tell them that they're, under my breath and say, we're doing this to save the building, try, come on, show them a little something, help us out. We're trying to save your home. If this goes back to the Masons, the building is going to fall apart. But
I mean, look, you got for those that've never been. I know Nick's got it in his background, but his big head's in the way.
Here, if it makes you feel better, Eileen, here you go.
There you go. Yay! Look how beautiful that building is.
Yep, there you go.
I mean,
Thanks, Jeremy.
Beautiful.
Yeah. So take a look at this. When you look at the center of the building, you see that big door. That is a huge door. That is not just a regular doorway that you walk through. This thing is tall. And I'm going to share another picture to give you a better scope of how big this building is. This one.
I think we're all going through our phones now going, what do we got?
Now, look at the size of these vehicles here. You could drive these cars in through this door right here.
Yeah, you could.
There we go.
But what's funny, and most people don't say this, but some of those floors where you see those windows, those floors are not where you think they are. They're in the middle of those windows.
Yeah.
The floor is underneath the floor and above it. It's actually really cool.
It really
You're up
is.
to the steps, you have to look kind of downward, and you can see out the bottom of the window.
Lay on the ground.
It's just a massive building.
Casey is in Salina,
The
Kansas.
Salina, Kansas City. Leanne actually just answered that for her.
And I still got those videos to show. Right now, I'm waiting on Facebook to load up so I can get this new picture that Jennifer has sent me.
See, I would show the live videos that I had, but the videos are probably like an hour long, and I haven't really seen them since filming it, so I don't really have any best moments.
Jennifer, do you
Jennifer,
have
are you sure you want this one
picture
shown?
of that little black thing coming out and grabbing somebody?
Oh, Denise.
I wonder what I have that. You're talking the live.
No, it was actually a still picture of a little thing up grabbing somebody's leg.
Oh,
It was an iPhone Live, and I don't know how to share it.
Oh, okay.
I mean, I can share it, but I just don't. So what it is you'll hear Jaden. She was bound determined she was going to see a ghost in the basement. You'll hear her say something just touched my leg. I thought it was my nephew messing with her, and in fact, his hands are out in front of her, and you see a shadow go in front of her leg as she says it.
Which is where we got the picture in front of the green door, the black coming up from the ground.
Yeah. I just remember
Now,
seeing
Jennifer, this picture that you just sent me, are you sure you want that one shown?
Which one? The backdrop?
Yeah.
Oh, that's my favorite backdrop.
Yes. Show it.
It's mine too. All right. Wait a minute.
Does not like it. This is my favorite. And you can guess which one it is.
I know exactly.
It's up right now.
There we go.
Guess what's going to be up Saturday night during an investigation?
That's it. I quit.
She's quitting on me.
Here. I'm just going off camera.
Don't go too far, Misty.
I'm still.
Oh, that's the back.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. That was the one that was hanging there when I first got there, and it was just amazing the amount of detail they put into that backdrop.
Yeah. Now explain what these backdrops are.
What was that?
What is there, like 50 of them like this, different ones?
There's 104 hand oil painted backdrops. They predate the building. They brought them in by rail car when the building was being built.
Those things are just so awesome. I had not seen one down yet. That's amazing.
I haven't seen that one.
The backdrop.
And what it is about these backdrop is that what you're seeing here, that is not a single canvas.
Yeah, good to see you here. Sorry, Jeremy, go on.
This part right here is actually a different one from this. Is that correct, Jennifer?
There's 3 different backdrops that are up that you can see. They're just layered.
Yeah, because like this one right here is one. This one here is the back part. I don't know which one the third one is.
But
yeah, it's somebody's vision. I agree.
Someone's was talent, and I'm sure several people. Well, I don't see one person. Tell me if I'm wrong doing that, but that took talent.
You'll have to look. I'll give him the picture of the devil up close, because I guess you're brought up and you think of the devil as red. To me, this one looks like a sea serpent, but I love the picture.
Emily's asking what's the dates on these.
All I know, because I don't know a lot about the actual backdrops, all I know is it's early 1900s. Like I said, they came in here in 27. Came from McAllister, Oklahoma, I believe. Okay. I know they came from Oklahoma.
Okay. Yeah, you're right, though. Yeah, because the devil, if that's the devil, it has like a bluish tint to it.
He's got metallic flakes, so he actually kind of reflects, so it kind of makes him look like a sea serpent.
Yeah.
Right,
but look at this guy right here.
That's you, Jeremy.
He deals with sea serpents or Leviathan.
Yep. It's all right. We got it, Emily.
Yeah, she didn't spell her. Oh, I didn't see that.
We got it.
We learned to read between the lines.
I know, Misty.
I'm going to go ahead and share these videos that you have sent me.
Okay.
The first one I'm going to do is the one that's in the costume room.
Okay.
So can you set that up before I play this?
So what you're going to hear, I had a camera set up in the costume room. We also have a camera set at the top of the staircase. So if anybody goes up those stairs and is on that floor, I'm going to get notification. The only notification I got was the sound that came from that room. And I'll let you hear it and I'll tell you what we think it is.
Matt, what the hell is wrong with
What the
you?
hell? Dude.
I love that room. I love that room.
Oh, yes. I remember this room.
But if you heard it,
I heard a knock.
there's no gavel in that room. It's almost like the gavel being hammered down right next to it. If you go hammer down on that gavel, you'll hear it.
Yeah, it was right there at the beginning, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. Right there.
Yeah, boom, boom. Yep.
I definitely,
Yeah, just like
heard
that.
it. Now, Jennifer, I don't know if I told you. Another thing, I think Jeremy was with me that night. We played 1920s music in that room, and we got some response. Got some activity from that too. Because anytime I go on location, I try to do different time periods of music to see what would generate, and 20s music generated something in that room.
I love the music.
It would make sense because the temple was built in the 1920s.
Not just that, the war. It was said that the place they're in right now was the ballroom. So outside of that place, there was chairs lining the walls, which there still is. But the soldiers would pay 10 cents for a dance from women. Women would just sit, up against the wall. They'd get paid 10 cents for a dance. These guys they're soldiers. They're away from home. They're away from wives if they had them. Sure, they're going to pay 10 cents for a dance. And that's kind of what we got when we were there was some of those people.
All right, I just want to say this to Matt. I just put it in the chat, but Semper Fi, my son's a Marine.
Yep.
Way to go.
Absolutely. And the man that is there, right, whoever this man is, I never got a name. I have no idea. But he whistles at you. And it's kind of a cat call. But that man that's there, it sounds like bowling, or not bowling balls, but cue balls on a pool table clanking down there. And then all of a sudden you hear a whistle, like a cat call.
So have you figured out who Dennis is?
No, and it's really funny because I told him, I said, and if you see this video on my TikTok, you'll get what I'm saying. But I told him, I said, look, I can't communicate with you without equipment. I'm going to go get it. I'll be right back. We took 2 steps up those stairs, and there was like a table slamming behind us. It was loud. It was obnoxious. And you could almost feel the floor shaking, which is impossible.
Jeremy,
it's a marble floor. It's impossible. And by the time we walked ourselves up those stairs, it was scary as hell. We're shaking.
You did an experiment the last time I was there, and it was actually, I think it ended up doing something. We took a gentleman and put him in the Eastern Star room by himself.
Yes.
And you could see his reaction to so much stuff. And I believe we were hearing stuff at the same time.
I bet.
And then when he got done, I went in there by myself and nothing happened.
Because you're a female. He's a male in the Eastern Star room.
I don't know if you could hear me, but now my grandmother was an Eastern Star. And so when I went in there, I was, talking about my grandmother and, about Eastern Stars and all, hoping that would even trigger something. But nope, it just, they were checking out the man in there.
Well, and for those of you who were here for Fear Fest, when Patrick and Jason from the Haunted Side stayed, what they caught in that room, and I was sitting there right outside the door, but I was not in there with them, but I heard it. And then to see I don't know if you guys have seen their video. at all?
I haven't.
I don't think
actually
so.
haven't had a chance to. I keep forgetting every time I think about doing it.
Somehow I didn't know. I wasn't aware about it.
Okay, so if you go to the haunted site on YouTube, it's Secrets of the Masons episode 2, and they were in the Eastern Star Room, and you see what looks like a. I heard that too.
I'm loving that y'all are getting evidence of
Yeah.
having activity there.
But you see this like white mist that looks like a head come out from the back room.
Oh
And then
wow.
you see it on the camera and it turns around and flies away. So they followed it into the women's bathroom and had a light bulb thrown at them. We've been in there. All the lights in that bathroom are all encased in the ceiling, and they're all the long fluorescent light bulbs. This was a twist-in light bulb. There's not a place in that bathroom for one to be. And if it rolled off the cabinet, it would have hit the floor. But this wall was on the opposite side that it hit and broke.
Well, we put Tommy in the bathroom. Of course, it took me forever because we had to find him afterward. But he said when he went in there, he was starting to feel sick. He was feeling a little sick while he was in there. Of course, then he vanished, and I was like, either I'm leaving him here tonight, because once we went back downstairs, I said either I'm leaving him here tonight or he's back in the hotel. Luckily, he was back in the hotel, or you were going to get stuck with him staying the night.
I'm telling you what, if somebody is vulnerable, they're going to get it while they're there. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. I don't care if it's a team of 2 or 30. If somebody has either bad intentions or their vibe is not what it should be, they're going to get it. I mean, there's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. It's going home with them. Or it's going to get
in this case, they just didn't want to. They didn't want a male in the women's bathroom.
Absolutely.
That's what I think.
I can tell you
that's possible.
After Paracon,
It's different.
whole vibe in that room is not the same anymore.
It's
It's not
different.
welcoming. It's sometimes
Which room? The Eastern Star?
Star.
Yeah, when it's time to go, you need to go, and that didn't always happen, and now it's just not the same anymore. So,
Well, this next video that I'm getting ready to play, I think, is from the Star Room. Is it?
I'm not sure.
Before you play it, can I address Joshua's thing?
Yeah, this
It's not
comment that he said.
about the sex or gender now, but it was back then.
Back then.
Right.
yes,
Yeah.
it absolutely is there.
You got to look at what it was during the time frame of the activity.
Yes, it absolutely is there. If you're a woman and you're up there where the Masons are doing their business, and their Bible's there, which it's not their Bible where, their secrets are there. It's not. But the gavel's there, the Bible's there, their chairs are there, as the ritual is meant to be. A woman in there, your ass has had it.
You
There's
different.
no ifs or buts about it.
Okay, this one here is, well, the next two that I'm going to play is those light anomalies that you got.
So, there's one in the lobby, and then there's one in the Eastern Star.
Yeah, so I'm going to play the one from the Eastern Star Room.
Yeah, I see it.
Oh, I see it.
Wow.
Yeah,
Look at that.
Yeah. No, I have video of that constant for like hours.
Jeez.
I'll send you the video we have up there, and I sit in the middle of the floor, and they're just all around,
Flying out of her.
flying out of me.
I
like
doubt that.
I like how it's also like literally a perfect circle. I mean, normally I'm not big onto like orb images and stuff like that, but that thing was like perfectly round, and it's big too. Like, wow.
Check this one out here from the lobby.
So I don't know how many of y'all actually know that there's certain signature things from a. Whoa.
Where was this at?
That one just kind of like disappeared.
Doors.
Sorry, what were you saying, Jen?
It's in the You first come in the front doors.
Okay.
Oh,
there
okay.
we
Also,
go.
right at the entrance.
Yes.
There we go.
But we brought Doyle the foam gargoyle in, and it was flying right towards it.
Wow.
Okay.
Now, is
so
it just me or does it disappear about halfway?
it does.
It does
Oh, yeah,
disappear.
it does.
But if you look at it, it almost looked like a smoke ring.
Yeah.
Yes.
It
Kind
does
of.
have that. It has that O shape again to it.
Right there.
There's
Okay.
your oak.
Yep.
When it first starts, there is, that's what I started to say before I even saw this. Every location that I know of, I don't know how many others have heard this or know this, but there's a signature anomaly in every location. Old Park Hotel, it's a little peanut looking thing. It is actually a little peanut that floats around. This place has what looks like a feather or a leaf. We got that, I don't know how many times in one evening. I mean, these leaves are everywhere in that room, all over.
There's another one, if I can find it, in the Eastern Star room that it's large also, but it kind of flashes like a heartbeat as it goes. I'd have to.
Pulsates.
Yeah. I don't know what.
Well, I got one more video here to show. This is the one where you took a video of a screen.
This would be Misty. This would be the small head following her.
Oh, this is my favorite one.
This I got to see because I haven't seen
Go
this
ahead and
one.
play whenever you're ready.
Hard to explain. So you're going to see Misty walk in front of those windows. She's going to walk in front. I'll kind of explain when she gets.
Video running, but I didn't see anything.
Okay, there's me.
Okay.
And I back
Okay, so
up,
there's
There
her
she
head.
is.
and I'm gone. Second.
Where's the short?
Oh, that's
Okay.
fucking cool.
See, and I can't see here on the screen.
Yeah, it's a little hard to see. Yeah.
It either.
But there is a
Yeah,
short
I love
head.
I'm going to play it again.
Okay, there's me.
Okay, there's
And I back
Missy's
up,
head.
and I'm
And she'll
gone.
point and watch
Second.
right behind.
And then right
Oh,
there.
that's fucking
Yeah.
cool.
Oh, yeah.
Do it again.
I
Okay,
can see
wow.
I know
If
where
you
it's
weren't, if
at.
you weren't
It's just
paying
hard to
close
see on a
attention to
double
that,
screen content.
you would miss that one completely.
Yeah.
Well, that's a hell of a catch.
Yeah, it really is.
I screened it to my TV at home, and that's how I seen it. And
Now, what made? Go ahead. I'm sorry.
No,
No one's
nothing. I'm good.
No, I was going to ask, what made you? Because y'all are filming 24/7 there. Was there something that happened while you were at that area to make you go, I need to go check back that video?
It's always over there.
So what this was what? This was 8:00 at night. She had brought her sister-in-law in. She wanted to walk around. So Alana and I were sitting on the stage, and Misty was walking around the ballroom. We were just following her. There were only 3 of us in this room when we recorded that, and then they went back to watch it, and that's when they caught it, because I didn't see it. You know, when we were sitting on the stage, it wasn't until they showed me the video that you could see the head.
I didn't know if you felt anything. That's kind of why I was,
She always feels something.
I'm about to say,
Yeah. Not the best feeling.
I always say I'm jealous of most of my friends, but then it's one of those be careful what you wish for moments too.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And this was, I don't think this was in response to the last video that we watched, but Josh was saying, no, that was an orb, but that must have been the video before that one. I think that's what he was saying. What's going on, Anita?
Hello.
That's a beautiful shot of the temple.
That is.
With the sunset in the back.
That's my favorite.
I'm about to say, who took that one?
Steve.
That's a really great shot. I'm sorry. That's just such a great shot. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, Steve
Now,
is one.
what people don't see is over here, See, all of these right here, those are gargoyle heads.
Yep.
And I didn't notice it the second time that I was there, but the first time that I was there, a bunch of these triangle ones, they had like different hats on them. I don't remember if they were there the second time that I was there, but there are gargoyles in between those. And over here in this area, there is one gargoyle head that actually got struck by lightning.
Yep, on the north stairwell. He's the only one who's touched the ground.
Now, when did this, because I didn't know it was struck by lightning. When did that occur?
Well, it was way before me. I don't exactly know the date, but they came back up and if you go up on the roof and you look at him, you can tell his face is kind of disfigured. So you'll know which one it is.
Now, I'm surprised that, like when we were there, some of these other groups, like the one that occurred earlier this year, I'm surprised is anybody allowed up on the roof to see the gargoyles? Or
the problem with it is we just got a new roof. So insurance and liability wise, we don't take people up there.
Okay.
Now, I know, go ahead.
It would be to take a picture and zoom in. I can point out exactly which one it is.
Right.
Now, I know there's a lot of places that are, off limits due to safety purposes and all. But the footprints, do you want to tell about the footprints?
That was the fourth floor.
Oh, I remember what you're talking about.
Yeah, we're there as well. We I don't even know what we were doing beforehand, but I do remember, and we're up down these hallways constantly, and look down, and there's footprints, small footprints, and you can see where they go, and then they turn around like they're dancing, and then they're just poof gone. And they're still there. They don't wipe off. They don't come off. It's a thing, and they've never been there. Never been there.
Okay, I know we saw them when we were there when I was there the first time. I know y'all been there multiple before that. And I know we did the ball test in there, but of course I know now, like I said, till they get funds in there, some things start getting off limits. Like I cannot wait to be able to go on the third floor of the theater because I keep hearing footsteps up there.
That makes me nervous up there with the railings and the drop off. And I mean, we can go. It's just that you definitely have to watch your step.
Yeah, definitely not something because you're walking around in the dark. Definitely not a safe place to be.
Right.
But when you're sitting, you can hear the footsteps. I think Jeremy was sitting on the second level with that area above him, and I was across on the second level. And I want to say it was above your head when we all heard it. And then when we were there again this last time, we heard it there again.
Well, there was one time I was sitting up there on that second level. I fell asleep. I think you had to come and wake me up.
I had to wake you up a couple of times.
I was so tired.
Pictures of that.
That is one thing I have not done in this building. I have not slept in it. Nope.
Well, I think we all had those long drives and we all had long nights and early mornings that
my God.
They woke most of us up.
Yeah, all right, that was a really long day.
Yeah.
You come stay the night with me and we'll drive up
there.
Coat
and sleep upstairs and sleep in the same room with the old man.
You don't even need to do that, Emily. Wow. They got couches up there.
Yeah, that is true. Yeah, I remember when we were up there, a few of us just wanted to sit on those couches because we were so tired.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I personally would have no trouble sleeping there overnight.
Me too. I would have been fine.
The only issue that I would have is that they don't have a place there to take a shower, at least that I'm aware of.
I've got a cold shower on the fourth floor. There's just no water heaters. I want a free
cold shower, Jeremy. Cold shower.
So that's why I sleep at the hotel across the street.
Yeah, it's
a little bit.
But
We
otherwise,
stayed
I would have
there.
no
We're gonna take the
issue sleeping
shower at the
overnight there
hotel.
at that
That's
place.
right.
I think I would stay overnight.
I would.
Yeah,
I would.
I wouldn't sleep.
yeah, maybe.
Look them up, Emily.
Now, Emily just said, curious to what William T. Schmidt that was rebuilding the lodge. What does he look like? Old man with mostly white beard?
I have no idea.
Let's find
Yeah.
out.
See, it's interesting how William T. Schmidt, like, in the rebuilding, considering this was, the 20s, that, again, not necessarily that it's not uncommon, but it's surprising that there are no surviving photographs of William T. Schmidt. You would have expected there would have at least been one photograph, or, if there were, living descendants or, or even sketches whatsoever.
Like I said, we're sitting here throwing out all this evidence that has been captured, and this location has not been being investigated for as long as most of them. And if that tells y'all how much activity is in this one location. I mean, you've got places that have been getting investigated for 15, 20 years that have about the same amount of evidence as this place has in just less than a year?
About 2, maybe.
About 2.
The problem that they have, having people come in and they're worried that it's going to scare brides away here. And so they're very scared of chasing that money out. But then we have people who come in and they're fascinated by it and they get married here because of it. So,
the hell was that?
What was
That was me. I'm playing this video that Misty had sent me.
So that's
Here.
into kitchen door where everything gets kind of funky. Yeah, so
I
right
did
in
too.
front of the door,
Okay.
we were, I don't know, it was the middle of the
We
night.
were cleaning up after an event.
But you can
Yeah,
see.
Emily was asking the same question. What was that?
We're thinking it's over on their end, Jeremy. We're like, ooh.
Well, the thing is, she sent it to me in a different way. So normally, if you see the video directly through Messenger, I got it automatic to where the volume is turned off.
Jeremy, what's wrong with your audio?
Yeah, your audio,
You're
it's
very
like
breaky.
it's like cracked up or something.
Something decided to find you.
It was after
don't
when you
know.
made that noise.
Well, I sent it because Adrian was talking about.
Nope, now it's gone. It's gone now.
Hold on.
I don't know what the hell
But
that
can you
was.
translate
It's not
that, Nick?
gone.
You're in and out. I couldn't hear what you were saying. You were kind of cutting in and out.
Okay.
Misty.
Oh, it's back, Jeremy.
It's not
hang
gone.
on. There it is. Okay.
Feather anomalies, and I've got video of them in the one that I just Jeremy.
I sent it too because I thought you just sent it to me.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, I'm getting ready to play it now.
One would expect a Masonic temple to have high activity as it's used for ceremonies that open spiritual pathways. Even when properly closed, they leave an energy signature that attracts spirits.
You have no idea of the shit that goes on in those things, and they will never tell you that.
Nope, you're not
I
a mate.
don't know those, but I'm telling
Okay,
you right
here's-
now, I have been very, very respectful of saying, when I have that doll, and I would tell people where it came from. I was very respectful about, I don't know if it was a prop for a play, which I really don't, or if it was just, who knows? Was it a ritual? Was it a time? I don't know. But
I had my own suspicion on that.
well, we all
Yeah.
do, but see, and that's it.
Wow,
See, her
I'll check
grandpa's
that out, Emily.
33rd Mason.
look at
Okay.
the next one.
So
Yeah.
Isn't that
I
like
have
the
had-
second highest or third highest Mason you can be?
I've talked to 3 Masons that were ex-Masons. They're no longer. But they said the things you have to do, the things that, like, they will put swords up to your bare skin and say, if you ever fucking tell anybody anything that goes on here, you will die. some of the things that they were, some of the rituals are crazy.
See,
Now,
I need to find out where my grandfather was a Mason. I don't know much about it because he died a year before I was born, and of course they never really talked about it. My grandmother was just so big into Eastern Star, but we never talked about him being a Mason too much.
right. So Anita, you know what I'm talking about.
Okay, here's that video that Misty sent me.
And after the video, I actually have a comment in regarding about like what Anita said about the pathways, but I'll wait until after the video's played.
Okay.
That was loud.
It was very loud.
There's a lot of people there.
Okay.
Yeah.
Did anybody else notice in that? Because the camera is focusing on something that's not right there, the people in the front there are like almost translucent because that's not what the camera is focusing on.
I loved that you could see it dancing, and that happens every time we have a big event here. It just does. But we were fortunate to catch that.
Well, I can tell you, Amanda, the one that walks at the very end, it was right in front of her. She is scared to death of this building. She'll only walk through if she's got a cup of vodka. She can't stand it. So when Mary actually sent us that video, I think it was Mary that sent the video. They said to let us know, and it was right in front of Amanda.
How
I
is
thought it was
Mary?
funny.
I haven't heard from her.
Does she know about it yet?
Does Amanda know? Oh yeah.
There's a smoke and mirrors Masonic lodge, but it goes much deeper. You know, so what I was going to say was, you know, in regards to what Anita said about like these, you know, spiritual pathways, I couldn't help but think about the one of the photos that we saw earlier of that vortex-like structure. How do we not know that could be some kind of, you know, like a vortex of spiritual energy? Because I have learned that energy vortexes originate deep inside the earth, can attract spirits.
Ley lines. That's what I was talking about. Ley lines.
Yeah, they're like energy vortexes.
Okay. So, Emily, she's amazing at looking up history. Emily, will you look up, it's not Cloudcroft, it's, you know what, I'm going to have to look it up, but I'm going to tell you, there is a place in the mountains, Queens. Yeah, I'm going to make sure I got the right place. But I went up there, and there's a guy who was a Mason from the ground up, and he did his little fence with rocks, and he did, okay, this is his first Masonic experience, and this is his second, and it went all the way around his property. Unless you know what the Masonic, you know, little symbols are, you wouldn't know what it is. We had just left the temple before we went there, and it was like, oh my God. And if you look it up, there's a guy, there was a male and female that showed up there, and they said, she was up there looking at the fence, and her husband was in the car. He wasn't getting out. And she said, she was talking to this man, and he saw this man. She saw him. He saw him. And he said, if you'll go up this road here, you'll see the rest of my artwork. And she was like, okay, we'll do that. They did. The man had been dead 20 years. And when they went up and knocked on the house, they're like, this happens every so often. This man's dead. He's been dead for an awful long time. But they saw him.
Wow.
No, Emily, this was in New Mexico. And I'm going to find that place.
And Anita, I'm sorry. I just wanted to respond back to Anita's comment. Yeah, Nita, at some point we'll chat about it soon. But yeah, thanks for letting me know.
I know we've got about a little bit less than 5 minutes left. So just so we don't run out of time, Jen and Misty, how can people get in touch with you in regards to the temple, whether they want to get married, whether they want to do a paranormal investigation, whatever it be?
Well, you're stuck talking to me. So you can give me a call on the temple number, which is 785-201-3132, extension 0. Or you can go to the temple Facebook page or the Temple Slight Innovation Foundation website. Am I the O? Extension. I am a 0.
Is she the O or the 0?
Okay.
Good point.
Didn't think about that. I'm an O. Fine. What about it?
Yeah, as you can all tell, we got stories about this place that we still haven't even gotten to. So we're going to need to have you two come on to this show again.
I gotta
No.
I gotta bring this up really quickly just before we go. And this is actually something for Eileen. Eileen, I'm sure you remember this, right?
I was wondering what my top was. I don't know if Jen and Misty know that.
Do we have a quick story for that?
Neither one of y'all saw me crawling around, like sneaking under banners.
No.
So I'm obviously, as you can tell, I'm a huge fan of Nightmare Before Christmas, and I brought my cup with me because I wanted to have it kind of fit into the atmosphere with Fear Fest. And there was actually, Eileen was not the only one. There was like 2 other people that wanted this cup really badly, but Eileen was the one who wanted it the most. At one point, I left it on the table, and Eileen, you go ahead. You pick up from where I just left off.
We had everybody's banners. Well, the Things banners was pretty big. So I walked that like I was going to the bathroom area. Then I got down on the ground, and I was like being like a worm, like trying to get it went around the other banner, went under the banner, grabbed the cup, and had to do it all the way back. Because I got like in front of me, like hiding, and walked over to my booth, hit it, and freaking Jeremy busted me.
Well, wait a minute. Now, when you did this, I was talking to Nick, and he had his back to you, and I was doing everything I can to keep him laughing because I knew that would be a dead giveaway. I kept my mouth shut for 2 hours on this.
I was totally fooled.
Okay.
That's awesome.
So, Emily, this is Schaefer Hotel, Shaffer, in Mountaineer, New Mexico. And the swastikas that are on the hotel, back then they used to mean welcome.
Yep.
Okay.
And it was before somebody corrupted it. Anyway, that's what it is. It's Schaefer Hotel. And I know it's probably not going to
it's the green screen. Yeah, you got it somewhat.
Yeah, but it's Schaefer Motel. This place is absolutely amazing. If you look it up, let me know. I love this place.
But yeah, like just going back quickly, yeah. And then at one point, I'm looking all over for the cup because I notice all of a sudden it's missing, and Jeremy's giving me this look. I didn't really give much notice at first, but then some instinct of mine just told me to look up and tell Jeremy, where is it? What do you know?
And I had to tell him.
Yeah, that's what I found it at Eileen's desk.
Busted.
Yeah. So if you need to get
but it was still such a fun time. We need to get back there again.
Yes. I may have to bring this again. I may have to bring this back again.
Not unless you want it stolen. Don't do that.
No. This time I plan on getting another one for Eileen.
If I'm not on the next 2 days, I love y'all. I'm sorry. It's fucking May, and we're looking at 31 inches of snow.
What?
Well, Zach is supposed to be on our show tomorrow night.
Yeah. I know. They're talking about ice, power outages. Yeah, I don't like Colorado at this point.
I hate to say that I'm jealous, so
Jeremy, that reminds me too, because obviously I'm going to be heading out to Ohio tomorrow for ParasiteCon, which
Tell me after the show because we
Yeah.
need to get off of here.
Oh yeah,
right.
I know.
Tell me
Love
after
y'all.
the show.
All right.
Have a
So-
good night.
guys.
Good night, everyone.
Until next week,
Bye.
thank you for tuning in, everybody.
Bye.